energy of sense of me, mention me mentally. I'm elementally retentive, not elementary. Essentially, 7 senses is just the beginning, like 7 heavens and beyond it. Into the shamanic cosmos, it's endless. Tentative sentences and apprentices try to tempt me in insensible prisons. You're dead from machetes, sentinel wisdom, just not like the Matrix. We are AIs in essence, walking on spaceships and time warps and projections. Mind-boggling senses, watch me attentively, you'll see wafting poisonous bricks. Printed ganja as my voice is spreading across the continent's rifts. Talk shit, it's cause and effect, but I break the laws of metaphysics, flipping wakizashis and katanas while I'm copping some shit. Watch for the coppers and awful bigots. When we walk across them, they drop dead biophysically and mentally like zombified citizens. The cost of lies is misery. We accost on the rocking tides of cosmic nebulas. Drop the anchor on the Nautilus, but many call it this sort of destiny. Slicing through forms of nescience, we warn them to not respect. See me as Nemo walking across the deck, but I am no one, nobody, no thing. As cold as the boldest shoguns in Arctic winters. As cold as the boldest shoguns in Arctic winters. Now drop dead if you talk shit, get it? To arms and warring as prisoners of conscience. Which is it honestly? Are we in prison avoiding the exits? Are we just locked up? Or are we evolving our senses? Are we popping and locking? Or getting shot by the coppers? Are we statistics or are we godly and goddess? Are we mocking the misfits? Or are we loyal to principles? What is hip-hop to you listeners? Is it an art or a trend? Are we just topping the charts or are we topping the watch list? For criminals, convicts, and terrorists of war subliminal. Are we heartful and smart or are we monopoly idiots? All this insidious shit and garbage we talk of as heartfelt, like art is subjective. Stark hard is my mission, stark odds, but I get it. Parched organs and lips when water is fuego, and ganja and cess are wafting from nostrils and scents. Some nauseous and sick, while others are conscious and gifted. Kikwakus and quassels hop in infinity, while Kayas and Sids are watching with stellas. Lies and deceptions no longer inside us. Mind the perceptions and Mayan symbols, like walking to temples, guided by shamanist auras, incomparable oracles. Breathing the potency, shorties with skills, dropping inaudible knowledge and wisdom. We season our omens before we existed with ills and forms they projected to freeze us or scold us. Kill us are gorgeous and reject us like pawns and weapons. They wield us for slaughter, but we see them as hopeless. Yet really we are but gorgeous divinities. There's more to the pictures and flaws and dejections. Like speaking with Hopelich, we are far from flawless. Still we evolve to be different, meeting with totems. Akilandeshvari is always herself, from Hindu goddess to Tirthankara. Speaking with soldiers, unlocking the cells that were caught in. Palabras and idioms, heathens are groaning. We talk with ourselves till tomorrow's beginnings align with all that we are when we walk in these hells. Meeting these scrolls as martyrdom failed us, but there's always militants. Barter with princes and talk with the empress. Treason from jokers, but Selassie and Menon are always inseparable. This season is growing like Mapacho and Hopi. Jah Rastafari is the thought that guides us to the dark skies in the cosmos. Speakers are honed in like heat-seeking missiles, far from apartheid and osmosis with kindred always. Bequeathing destinies from the farthest hallways of infinity. We're needless to know, but we are incomparable beings. Breathing and slowly moving through these regions as potent as divine precepts and principles. We are all dying yet reborn in the process of Amora Suprema. True love is invincible and beyond these systems and restrictions. We will always evolve to all that we're meant to be. We are all in all, essentially, like Nirvana said it. Superconscious entities, gorgeous and epic.
That's enough of that noise, huh? Who needs it anyway? How about a little music? Sure.
Talk shit, come see me, you'll see why I'm non-toxic, non-profit. I'm all for evolution and progress, better futures for goddesses and youth. We're always revolucionarios en barrios de fuegos y guerras. Somos mutantes de la tierra, almas santas en nuestras sangres de vinos. Somos de la sanga, hijo te le digo, de la huma de principios místicos. Pero somos por la divina femenina. El problema para lenguas del colonialismo es que la gramática es un problema. Get it? I edit myself often just to correct it with divine feminine principles. We chop heads, toss them to Matakali for miles and bracelets. We are beyond basic like capture in South Africa and brown machabi. We are also non-Hasidic, don't take this as racism. I'm not into neo-Nazi principles, but this is definitely the greatest genocide in history. It's the Fourth Reich of Zionist Nazis, over, face it. I'm sorry for repetitions, I'm not sober, but my apologies. A lot of you need this as a reminder of the fact that we're all lax and immoral in the age of 80 sins, but we are in the age of Aquarius and the great transition. This is greatness penned with simplicity, like Buddhic and Tadic idioms and deities. We are the wrathful assembly, so make it quick if you're talking shit from an ignorant perspective. Don't be belligerent, I one-punched everyone as far as I can remember. Fuck with us, we dead you with as much swiftness as samurais beheading Tokugawa shogunate politicians. Simple nutrition, ghost pepper, Oaxaca coffee, and Aztec mapacho and Hopi. Smoke wafting into your nostrils as you're coughing and dying from the blood loss of machetes slicing through your weak limbs and concepts. Don't try to talk shit. Don't try to talk shit. I warned you. I warned you all. You remember? You will all be dismembered like the rest of this system, like Bill Gates and the Queen of England. Can you remember what neo-residential schools did to the children? Who are you exactly to talk shit? Come face me and watch me. We move through regions, too many ghouls of Ethan, and school precincts of rude demons. Though we do not believe in schools, it seems the way this system has swayed the wisdom of ancient mystics and displayed their imprints in ways deceptive. We are a lot more than the rays and imprints of this matrix that lested us of our fates and destinies the way they were meant to be. Yo sé que la vida es complicada en este sistema, pero nunca nos olvidamos de diosas y de las mujeres divinas que son nuestra inspiración para los temas de la vida, de islas inmortales en canciones y portales de palabras incomparables como Mabo, la fuerza de nuestras razas y penas en nuestro sangre y venas de la sangre. Es la fin de los sistemas patriarcales. Lo creo, te le digo de mismo que este poema es un siglo de mentiras, que es la corrupción suprema de almas y espíritus santas. There's so much more I would wish to say, but you know this already. Tú sabes, hermano, hermana, the cold weather we roaming is just a fraction of the cosmos beginning. We are meant to be in osmosis with all of existence, but non-sentients want to stop this out of envy and enmity, like they thought that existence was just meant to be suffering and misery. And I all but get it. Still, regardless, we have to go beyond this. In the stormy weathers they forced upon us, we are gorgeous entities, primordially, yet a lot forget it. And it's comprehensible considering all we live in, especially. I feel lost often in the present, but we're past that in the future. Like there's no hope for lax citizens in this mass extinction. But from Maha Sutras, it seems every fraction we live in is causing hapless misery to Gaia and Pachamama. Like all of the existences enslaved and slaughtered in this genocide in history, humans are truly gas Honestly, though, they are meant to be magical and lavish. Essentially, they are the parasitic expression of what the planet needs to cleanse, to refresh, and be herself. Yet and still, we are not that really. It's a complex conundrum to watch and ponder. We walk past the gorges and chasms yonder. A lot of planets in forms of reality, from voided ones to minerals and vegetables and beyond this. From flora and fauna to awkward monsters despicable, like world bankers that forced us into this surly anguish and depression. Yet I am sure we will always vanquish them until they vanish into infinity, to not ever be again in any language or expression, in any form of reality, from uni to omnidimensional. And beyond this, truly we are limitless, yet limited often by all we exist in and carve from, like chemicals and foreign forms of nutrition that were not from our senses and blot our sentiments. We are forms of sentience in super forms they could not have thought of ever. Super conscience, nor defeated and deleted from all of the regions they tried to stop us from evolving to freedom. I know not what the future holds, though I do in part as a seer, Maharishi. Yet they are but fragments of the vastest tapestries, as Wanyan's priestesses watch us and walk us farther than we could have indomitably been. As Wanyan's priestesses watch us and walk us farther than we could have indomitably been. Amora Suprema. We are all in all, essentially like Nirvana said it. Super conscious entities, gorgeous and epic. Before the fall and dejected they conned us into. We are the lore of legends, like the forms shamanic they talked of, in tales that reform into princes or princesses from forgotten deceptions or depictions, oracles and mystics. We live in a holographic depiction of reality, like Inception. Majestic palaces hidden that are far from the horrors of everything they lie to us in, that we live in and despise. Yet we are infinite beings, we are timeless inside, and time means that we will align eventually with all of the rainbow tribes, deeds of the watchers, minding incomparable signs that we author in rhymes and in foreign designs of us. Nous sommes hors normes, mutantes de la tierra divina, con almas de rocas preciosas y elementos periódicos. La vida es un misterio de libros apócrifas. Tú es un sueño budista. Para mí, cuando somos artistas destiempas, no sé qué te digan en lenguas deceptivas. Lo que date es mucho más que argento o oro, más que billetas de reinas y reyes. Pero te digo, cuídate en este siglo. Lo que soy no es corruptible. Soy tu Mahanahuali en proyecciones holográficas, en una nave espacial de la esperanza. La bica d'Afrique, mais au-delà de ça, je suis aussi un être extrasensoriel de contrée que peu comprennent et nuls ne peuvent dompter ou freiner. Je fonctionne à des rythmes effrénés et je donne trop souvent sans compter. Mais je crois bien que c'est tant mieux de cette façon, et quand je m'effacerai, ce qu'on verra de moi sera partout, ne le croyez pas. Je ne serai plus un garçon ni quoi que ce soit d'autre, comme ces choses que l'on façonne. Je serai tout ce que j'ai dit et j'ai rêvé. Te le digo como nieve y lluvia, sin dudas en sueños de pueblas of beauty and tales that supercomputers of Buddhas sentadas held as truthful as braille jewels of the shower shisha and maoras. Held as truthful as braille jewels of the shower shisha and maoras. And we're always incomparable. Amora Suprema to all of you. All in all, where is Amora? Why are we often denying writing this tall tale we're calling survival? Our rivals are all stale, sharecropping with zombies, and our Bibles are God's mail, coughing from ganja that's modified to our cells. Odd stalemate with toxins, hellish poisons that make us want selfish desires. Tobacco that's not fresh makes us cough and wail. We need more mapacho and Hopi, water from wells that's the freshest and dopest. A lot of males talk like their body's the temple, but the goddess is missing. Mocking gorgeous denizens caught in the the system, talking shit like they got a lot of credentials, but what they're missing is a lot of potential, a lot of dementia. They talk what they author, godless glitches, a lot of repetitions, talking of weapons and Glocks clicking like they're all criminals and convicts, but not our convictions. A lot of con men talking shit, conning themselves when they talk of bitches. A bitch is a goddess, get it dog, you should all remember this. Lift to the stars, but not the demented ones wishing for stardom. Awkward predicament, misogynistic god complex syndrome. Where's Amora Suprema and fictions from thugs glitching and bugging? Wig is affronting, slipping and shit like motherfucker, dissing their kin, twitching and itching for something more than some spliffs and a liquor. They vie for attention and a lot of destiny. Coppers are listening, watching the block, and the kids are like orphans, copping some dividends for better tomorrows. Better be watchful, we're headed for horrors and senseless apocalypse, but we went to the opposite direction. We're missing a lot of our senses and a pot to piss in. Not all of us are indigenous warriors or women protectors, watchers of children. The watchmen are missing. We ought to be better than this and always attentive. Talk of the devil and colonizers hop to their senses like that's just a part of history. Whitewashed denials of Yeshua's offspring while they talk like they're Christians or Islamic brethren. Calm as ever, but it's just a false myth, really. We should not accept this submission. We're called to our senses forgotten and all of our super sentience. We're called to our senses primordially and all of our sentiments extrasensory. I get it, it's complex to exist in this nonsense. Bombs hit like non-vets in the Viet Cong, and it's not just history. There's a lot of missing parts like goddesses that are rotting yet in recomposition into Gaia and Pachamama. A lot of glitches in songs and a lot of edits. I wish we could talk of more in this society, like how it's not even an acceptable form of expression for a dog or a dogon, much less for a goddess. They saw in a fog of God the Father's artist constructs and morals. All men are not the problem, we all but get it, but matriarchy's the solution to make it to the farthest futures. These are not just sutures in a stitch from a tapestry cosmic like lavish carpets whose magic enlivens us all. Satmat is the practice, Shatmat yoga like Patanjali and Arjan. These are not just sutras or scriptures, nor prophecies. I am but an odd oracle. You are to me all in divine feminine form, Kali and Guanyin like storm as Nehamaya, 33rd Bodhisattva supreme of this Mahakalpa. You are born from fire like Daenerys Targaryen's offspring. I am but a Makata of frosty mornings, like the sunshine buffalo of omens always dawning upon us when we wake up to see the potent wisdom of Hopelage. And we know that hope exists as Asha. Love is a lot more than construct or a thought or philosophy, though Eastern treaties speak of this in Philosophia as the love of a neonic Leonid prodigy. We are all incomparable when I feel you all beside me, and your warmth calms me. I know when our lips touch and our hips brush against us in opposition and thick thrusts in the thick of it. I remember in an instant who I am and why we are X-Men vying for harmony, while so many sick kin are dying and evolving in sickness shamanic. Our existence is far beyond this and far from solved yet. We are marvelous like stardust in carpets Persian that form and merge with this art displayed, while cops are murdered in dismay from what we watch and observe in disarray with normalcy. We are far from pawns in this. We are starseed alliances unconquered under the sons and daughters of slums Moorish that none fostered, from glum orphans coughing to their forms evolved when they rise up to the sun and stars. There's something jarring about the fact that I only seem to speak tense when I'm not speaking of pretenses in a brief sense. You're hashish. I'm not a teacher or professor, I promise. I just don't know how to leave to each their lessons from all of their destinies forgotten in each message. From all of their destinies forgotten in each message. Scroll of knowing and wisdom.
falls across the face of the sun.
Will the sun melt the cloud?
It is too big, too full of water.
Then I will be the cloud.
Very good.
And the mountain is mightier than the cloud.
So I will see.
Then I will be the mountain.
Now, the sun cannot melt you. The rain cannot wash you away. Nothing can disturb your serenity.
Degrees of light. You may open just one level of understanding of light, and that's the energy level. But then you may go deeper into the understanding of light, which becomes the angelic level of understanding, where the angels teach you the reality of each atom of light.
Une nouvelle année à ce qui paraît, mais pas de nouvelle planète à vendre. Comme ce qu'on achète sans penser, avec des bouts de plastique de banquiers qui nous arnaquent, qui nous astiquent dans des carnages et des massacres ou des masses tristes pourrissent dans le trafic de sexe, d'organes et de tout ce que l'on mastique. On nous dit de s'assagir dans un système d'origami de masse made in China, et pas parler de tout ça où on risque de mourir froidement. Faded for horror, c'est pas normal d'être folle, mais c'est fou d'être normal, man. La vérité n'est souvent pas ce que l'on croit l'être. Ce système nous déprime ou nous rend manique, dépravés ou tragiques, nous déprive de nos magies, de nos ailes et nos droits, comme les séquelles de trop de gars sur les femmes, ouais, et sur les enfants. On croit ce que l'on voit, mais on voit pas ce que l'on croit. Et c'est tentant d'entendre ce que l'on doit pendant qu'on tente de nous broyer dans un sang d'encre qui nous noie comme les enfants et les proies que tant de gens rendent esclaves pour des vêtements et des gadgets ou des selles que l'on achète. Beaucoup de ce qu'on a doit l'être, comme ces bêtes dont on se croit maître, ou celles dans nos assiettes. Pour remplir nos pensées, on laisse s'enfuir ces pensées de la planète qui s'enfonce. Des mères, des pères et des enfants sans voix et sans vengeance. Nos pères dans les centaines de milliards dont on viole les corps et les droits dans nos vendanges, dont on vole les sorts et les voix pour des mensonges, pendant qu'on mord à l'hameçon de ces enfers insensés. Et on pense taré et sans sens. Il faut qu'on arrête ce massacre sanglant qui efface nos consciences et remplace nos 5 sens basiques par des inventions de néocolonialisme insensé, comme l'esclavage en Afrique des ancêtres de qui on a appris. Et c'est à la plus grande extinction de masse qu'on en a assisté, qui nous emmène sans soi-disant choisir ou penser à notre santé, quoi qu'on en ait choisi ce loisir entrancé par nos papilles gustatives et l'inflation de nos ventres et de cette matrice, comme l'inflation des ventes du trafic ou l'invention du plastique pour moisir la planète. Plus de 10 fois pire pour Gaïa que de manger, prendre des plantes locales pour se calmer ou de chasser de façon mythologique, comme les natifs de Jadi, des Micmacs de Gaspésie aux Abénakis, à Nikitoteguac où j'habite, à toutes les races métissées des Tziganes de l'époque de Singan à Varanasi au Maramengodep, aux peuples asiatiques et africaines, celles de l'Océanie ou que l'Antarctique abritait. Nous sommes des étrangers mutantes de la tristesse de ces contrées dérangées par ces monstres et ce qu'ils nous montraient de richesse. Il est grand temps de les contrer, de prendre le temps de démontrer ces tensions et les contrer en vitesse, démontrer que dans le fond on devrait être des êtres de bonté, et nos fêtes et chansons de poètes et poétesses sont au fait des plus grands sons et songes que les lettres de prophètes de violence et de mensonges pour un maître démentiel et ses archanges archons dans le ciel, parlant de partage et de gloire fraude, de zèle hétéropatriarcal, de noirs fautifs et d'objets au lieu de matriarcat et d'espoir pour les maudites femmes dans des taudis que l'on malmène et qu'on abuse dès l'aube jusqu'à l'aurore à chaque matin et soir, comme leurs enfants enclavés dans la crasse de dépotoir pour la beauté entente de plutocratie sanglante et démocratie de sentence automatique brandie contre les artistes maniques et activistes tragiques sans fric comme les masques que l'on abrite d'une innocence pacifiste et passive d'ignorance. Il ne faut pas fuir le miroir de la nuit et croire que la lumière est notre ami alors que le noir est une abysse de mal et un tas de vices. C'est du racisme comme les nazis, Pasqué, Pachamama.
We are monks bearing scriptures from the temple. We are students of that temple, with orders to recover the scriptures you stole. What utter bullshit.
only because there is ugliness. All can know good as good only because there is evil. Therefore, having and not having arise